This right here is a level 1 noob in LEGO photography, and this is a level 100. And how do you achieve a photo like this and many, many more? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how. When I first started LEGO photography, I was in no means good at it at all. But as I progressed, I slowly learned that there are some very vital things that you need to do when doing LEGO photography to get a somewhat decent photograph. And I'm going to show you all of them right here in this video. Now, I've done multiple videos of these where I go in depth into my LEGO photography tips and tricks, but as time goes on, I myself learn a few more things as well, and you guys over on Instagram have a lot more questions, and so I thought, it's about time that we do another, tips and tricks video. Now, tip number 1 is location and textures. So I usually go for locations that are close to me, that have some unique attributes to it. Sometimes I'll challenge myself and repeat locations, but kind of shoot in different spots to see what I can do, kind of test my creative brain. And that's what happened with this shoot here. I went to Point View Reserve, which I've been to multiple times on different photo shoots, and it always seems to offer something new each time I go, which is really enjoyable. It's not a massive bushwalk by any means, but it's big enough for you to be able to find different, cool things within it. And that's where we come down to textures. So when I'm in locations like this, I look for 3 things. I look for textures, the background, and also lighting. Those are the 3 main things that I look for, with textures kind of being at the top. So as I was walking past this bridge, I noticed a huge tree that had fallen over probably years ago, and it had a whole bunch of little mushrooms on it, which looked incredible. So I took Steve and I placed him just next to these mushrooms. This is the thing I absolutely love with LEGO photography, is it gives you an opportunity to highlight textures extremely well. They become a part of the story. Because in most cases, if you're highlighting something as small as a mushroom in a photograph, you get the mushroom and then you can see a little bit of the landscape in the background, but then that's it. But when you implement a LEGO figure such as a LEGO Steve, it makes sense and it looks so incredible and it draws you in right away. So already we're off to a really good start with this shoot. Next thing is positioning your LEGO figure. This is a really common problem I see with my own LEGO photography and sometimes other people, is I immediately get drawn out of an image when I see a LEGO figure is slightly tilted upwards or just in a very awkward looking position. Because yes, when you are photographing outside, you're never going to get a flat surface, especially with something as light as a LEGO figure. It is very tricky to get it to balance. So it's super important that you position the LEGO figure so that he is standing up straight and is level with the landscape, because if he is slightly off, it takes you out of the immersion, because you want to try to convince the audience that this is a character within a real location. This is a real living LEGO figure basically. That's at least what I go for. So if you see it in an awkward position, then it kind of draws you out right away. Now, it can take time to balance these figures, but I promise you it is definitely worth it. And going back to textures, this was a really nice fun spot here. I kind of went off the track and into this little area and noticed all these little green mushrooms. It was really cool to put Steve in here. Wasn't the best images. I think I should have had him laying down, but I think it was really cool to highlight these mushrooms. And again, really important that I stood him up straight, because you can see all the mushrooms, they're going up. So if Steve was kind of tilted or not standing up straight, it would be a very awkward shot basically. So positioning your figures is really important to sell the illusion that this figure is alive in our world. Tip number 3 when it comes to LEGO photography, a new tip that I've learned is Minecraft LEGO figures are the easiest to photograph and the most enjoyable. The way I think about it is that already Minecraft can be a very aesthetically pleasing game to play. It's a game that literally every single person on this planet has played or seen. That is just a fact. Minecraft is something that is universal. Everybody knows what it is. And there's so many different stories that you can create through these characters, and it's super easy. Being able to highlight these textures is perfect for characters such as Steve, because for me, when I grew up, I was playing Minecraft all the time, and there's all different biomes and things like that, so you basically have unlimited range to go with these Minecraft characters. It's not something where you could have Gandalf at the beach. Unless if you got really creative with it, it doesn't really make sense, but you can take Steve to any biome. So if you want to start LEGO photography, I highly recommend trying Minecraft figures, because they are the easiest to photograph photograph, and it allows you to kind of play with, you know, Lego photography and just look at the world in a new way, as corny as that sounds. So yeah, if you're trying Lego photography, highly recommend Minecraft characters. Tip number 4 is levitation draws people in. Now, what I mean by that is I've done a lot of floating Lego photography, whether that be in the river, using my Photoshop skills, or simply just floating in water. I've done a whole bunch of tutorials on Lego photography when it comes to, you know, levitation and how to make Lego float in different ways, so I'll leave that up here. But it's one of the easiest ways to draw people in because it immediately makes them think, how is that Lego figure floating? And probably some of my best images from this shoot was with the Minecraft bee at these nice, beautiful locations. Using the ferns here was really awesome, and I was able to get this beautiful shot that had some really nice bokeh. It was like 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and it really gave off this golden hour vibe, and I love this. And because, of course, I'm a big fan of the bee, the Minecraft bee is one of my favorite mobs of all time. It was really fun to photograph. And it was this process of holding the camera, taking a photo of the bee, and then quickly moving him out of the way and taking another photo. So then later in Photoshop, I could literally paint over using the second image to remove that rod. No AI used, simply 2 images merged together, and it was really fun to do. I had so much fun photographing this guy, and it looks incredible because it just contrasts so well. If you want to buy these prints, by the way, I've set up my print site. I'll leave that in the description below. This is gonna look awesome on the wall. So if you have a chance, experiment with levitation and Lego photography, because I promise you the results are awesome. They're always really promising, and you literally have free reign. You can move it exactly where you want. It's not something where you have to highlight a specific texture in one spot. You can move around, you can literally have it above your head, you can have it floating anywhere, and the results are always incredible. Now, tip number 5 is something that I learned maybe a little bit too late, and it is investing in Lego LED lights. Now, the company over at Brixmax, I am a partner with them, and I do various shoots with their lights. They have lights for Lego sets, and what I've started doing recently is pulling individual lights from these sets and putting them into my scenes. And I actually ended up returning back to that little mushroom spot and putting a light in the torch, and I got this image right here. Like, this is one of my favorite images from this year for sure. It was literally perfect for so many reasons. Reason number 1, it kind of looks like dusk, which is really awesome. And then being able to highlight the mushrooms using that light was so... I'm gonna toot my own horn. I believe I get to do this here. It was genius because it lights the character and also lights the unique textures that are on the mushrooms, which look really cool. And to remove the wire, I just used Photoshop, and that was super easy. And again, this is why I love Lego photography, is you'd never ever guess that this shot was on a 60-year-old tree probably that has been overgrown with moss and little mushrooms. You would have never have guessed that. And I was able to highlight it using just a Minecraft Steve and a little Lego LED light. Like, how incredible was that? I'll leave a link to Brixmax down in the description below, but if you have the chance, highly recommend buying some little LED lights. You can get individual ones, or you can get like a pack for your sets. I've done it multiple times, and the results are genuinely really awesome. Now you can see the difference between the torch shot and just the sword shot. Both are great images, but obviously this is a clean winner because it's got that light. It's got a story to it. It highlights the natural, environment that Steve is in here, and it just works perfectly. So highly recommend investing in lights. It's gonna elevate your Lego photography, and I promise you that. So those were my 5 tips on how to elevate your Lego photography. I have got plenty more tutorials down in this playlist here, and I highly recommend you checking it out so that you can help elevate your Lego photography. All these photos that you saw of the Minecraft session today are up on my print site, so if you want to pick yourself up some prints, feel free to do so. We've had some really awesome sales and some great reviews, so yeah, really exciting stuff. I'm definitely going to be picking up more Minecraft sets and photographing more epic scenes like this and seeing what I can do. But yeah, I can't wait to do another Minecraft shoot. I might even do one next week. I don't care. I might go to a new spot that has more awesome plants and mushrooms and such, and just try and create as many photos as I can, because it was a lot of fun. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Check out my prints, and hopefully these tips were helpful, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.